Okay, well, all right. Now it's time to go out to Tom, who is joining us from the Resource Center this afternoon.
That's right. Tom, what financial advice does Bruce have for us today?
Oh, Bruce has good financial advice, but I want you guys to think of one thing. Okay, you drink it out of a shoe, it's called a shoey. What if it was a boot? Think about that for a bit. Hey, Wednesday, March 8th, International Women's Day. Bruce is here, all right? And he's going to give some suggestion about financial health for women. Bruce, good to see you as always.
Good to be here.
This is something that oftentimes, well, in the past especially, but even now, it's overlooked.
Yeah, it is. We're running into this more often with widows after their spouse has passed away, things like that. I think it's just something we need to address. There's a few tips we want to give women on, things you need to be mindful of in the financial world moving forward.
And just so you know, you want to keep your phones handy because we're going to have a QR code at the end. Can run you through these tips and some great suggestions and ideas. So let's see what we've got here.
Well, women often earn less. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, women will earn less. They average a longer lifespan than men. So chances are they're more likely to be single later in life and dependent on themselves and their financial structure. They often take breaks away from their employment to raise their family, care for loved ones. Even later in life, they're caring for parents. Often the women take the lead role in that role.
Many times. And this, I mean, it really does pertain to women across the board. You don't have to be in your 60s to be affected. It's around us all the time, of course.
That's right.
Now, I know you have some examples of different things here.
Yeah.
Why don't you share those with us, if you
Well,
will?
what I think is, women need to develop their own credit. Women need to be involved on their finances. I think that it would be fair to say that they need to have their own accounts. They need to have a checking, savings. They need to manage that regard, and that way they have their own money. I think developing credit is important that women do that, maybe together with their husband, or if you're a single professional woman, obviously you've got to develop your own credit. You got to develop your own financial history and background, things like that.
And if people don't think that's real, I mean, you've had clients where you've almost had to go back to square one.
Oh yeah, we've had to educate people on how to properly fill out a check, how to balance a checkbook, how to read a credit card statement, and determine, different things.
Yeah.
Purchasing of a vehicle, refinancing, or selling of a home. When you're trying to educate, it's easier, I think, if they'll be involved, then they can be aware of some of these financial matters.
And I see we have 401k now. Some women, as you said, they've been stay-at-home moms. They don't necessarily have a job, but there are different ways to save for retirement as well.
Sure, obviously. I mean, when you have a spouse that is working, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, typical situation, your spouse has earnings. They can make contributions into either a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, as long as you have household earned income.
There are ways.
I think there's ways to do that. Now, if you go back into the employment world later in life, after you've raised your family, things like that, very important that women get on that retirement bandwagon very quickly and very aggressively. You can determine how many contributions, the amount of your contributions based on your pay, but I like to see later in life, get started, be aggressive, and that's a really good place to save.
It's the one thing you can control in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think you need to develop your own line of credit, and you need to have a practical understanding of different financial matters. I think you need to maintain access to all your financial accounts with you and your spouse. Keep track. You may not fully understand taxes, insurance, and retirement, but at least be in the meeting and be part of it. You've got to plan for your future. And I think we need to emphasize that.
Right.
And like I've always said, even with couples, always pay yourself first. Put money in savings on a regular basis. Develop that habit, and you'll be glad. And obviously, if you
yes.
need help, give us a call, chat, QR code, 882-1800. Be glad to sit down and visit. My professional women that are here that do the same thing I do.
Right.
Very well organized, very well educated. They know how to relate, maybe better than I do,
Yeah.
but we have people available that can help you navigate.
There you are. Give them a call.